And this is one of the reasons why we have to be careful. Because if everything has a voice and none of them is without significance, then you must ask yourself, which voice am I hearing? There's something we call frequency. There are certain sounds that the human ear can pick up. But there are certain sounds that are either above or beyond the frequency of the human ear. But it doesn't mean that the sound is not there. Some animals, for example, the dog, can pick up some frequencies that the human ear cannot pick up. We might be sitting down here and a dog is with us, and a sound passes through that none of us will hear with our ears. But another being that is equipped to pick up that frequency will hear it. You must ask yourself, which voices are you listening to? Which voices are having an impact in your life? Is it music? Is it politics that is shaping your views? Because where the voice is, it must be heard. You cannot ignore it. Now, even if I'm not able to hear it with my physical ears, there's another part of me that can pick those frequencies up. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you are listening to a song. It's playing in the background somewhere, but within a short while, you start humming the song. It's not because you willfully did it. You may not even hum it right away. You might find yourself later in the day that you start humming that song. Or you are watching a movie. I remember when I was younger, watching a movie, watching action movies. Immediately I finished watching the action movies, I just receive a kind of energy. I become more agile, more active. My parents will be asking me, wow, what happened to you? I myself did not know that the movie I watched, the voice transmitted something to me. When you listen to some kinds of things, they transmit something to you beyond your conscious hearing. So when you hear something, do not assume that it's only your natural ears. There is a frequency beyond the natural that you will hear. And that hearing also produces faith. So you have to be especially conscious of the voices you listen to. When Saul was troubled by an evil spirit, he called for a minstrel. And the music that was played chased the spirit away. That is a frequency. That is a sound that has significance. So you want to ask yourself, when we call people following influencers and people following, celebrities, what voice is speaking into your life? What voice is it? You have to be conscious of it. You cannot live life randomly. You cannot live your life just carelessly. You have to be conscious that voices are constantly going to be trying to influence my life. So I will decide which voice I want to influence my life. I will decide it. In my house, for example, there are certain kinds of music you will never hear. It's not because the music is evil necessarily, but we will not allow some kinds of influences in our home. Because the song might be singing about love, which is a good thing. But the altar from where the song was born is an altar of promiscuity, or it's an altar of love of money, or greed, or avarice. It will, that voice will begin to speak. You have to be conscious. You have to be conscious. Not everybody that talks well should you listen to. The Bible says, test the spirit. Test the spirit, not the person. Test the spirit. Because the spirit is the one that is actually speaking. You have to question yourself. Put yourself under some guard. What voices are speaking into my life? What books am I reading? What movies am I watching? What social media accounts am I following? Which influencers do I listen to on marriage, on finance? You need to be conscious about it, because there are many voices in the world and none of them is without significance.